So we're going to talk about Maven. Hit up Aubrey if you want a really awesome Maven sticker. I've got some too.
Does anybody not have one?
It's really amazing. It's the one I gave out. So if you got the sticker from me, you already have it. It's okay. But that's Aubrey. She works with Maven. Oh, and Kimberly has them. Oh, look at it. She's running around too. She also works with Maven. I'm just going to point them out again because they're cool. Yes. See, they wanted them from you guys. They just didn't want them from me.
They just didn't want to stand up.
They're like, oh, Dawn's not going to bring it to us? Rude.
Yes.
All right, so apparently we are supposed to introduce ourselves. I didn't really think about that when I was writing this, so I'm going to very quickly introduce myself. I am Dawn Schaefer. I am a director, which is really weird to say. It's the first time I've done that publicly. I just became a director in October of Team How I Met Your Warmer. None of them are in here because I told them not to come watch me because they need to learn from someone else. They hear from me every day. So I was like, you guys get annoyed from me all the time. You don't need to come do that. Let everyone else do that. I am based out of Cincinnati, Ohio, but I've lived all over. That's a whole nother story. I celebrate 7 years with Sensi next month. So how about that? 7 years. Where did the time go? Wow, it's a long time. So we're going to talk about Maven today. You can go find more about me later. I don't, it doesn't matter. More about Maven. Maven. Who has it downloaded? Make sure you're sitting next to somebody who has it downloaded if you don't have it downloaded, because we're gonna do some Maven stuff. You're gonna need to see it. Who has used Maven? Okay, about half. Who has a lot of to-do tasks? That's a good question. Who's terrified of Maven? Who downloaded it and was like, holy crap, there's 95 things to do? What? Oh my God, we're just gonna put the notifications off and put it in my pocket. I've got Maven though, guys, it's okay. It doesn't work for you, just FYI. But who pays for Maven? Ooh. Okay, so today I'm going to encourage you to find $8 in your life each month. Stop going to Starbucks one day a week or something. Literally, a Starbucks drink is $7, guys. Just stop doing that one day a week. Pay for Maven, and use Maven every month, and then you'll have money again in a couple months to get that Starbucks too. It'll be great, okay? So that's going to be my challenge to you, is to pay for Maven, because if you don't pay for Maven, guess what? It doesn't connect to your workstation, so it literally will still do nothing for you. Isn't that crazy? It's weird how that works. So pay the $8 for Maven every month so that it does something for you. You want it to do something for you, and it will. So a little story about me and Maven. I love Maven. I'm like a freak about Maven. So I'm sorry, you're about to get really excited, Dawn, here for a second. So. Okay. I was lucky enough to get put in the Maven test group literally last January, I think is when we started it. It's been about a year since I've started using Maven. And literally, they came to us at the end of it and they're like, so what do you think? Should we roll this out to all the Sensi consultants? I said, if you take this away from me, I will hurt somebody. Because I literally was that passionate about it. In the three months or so that we tested it, my PRV went from being a 500 to 750 PRV person. I was doing leadership numbers, barely. Some months probably wasn't, if I'm going to be completely honest. And I was completely content with that. And I told everybody, I'm just not a huge salesperson. Some people want to go out and do a bunch of sales, and I'm okay with that. I'm not that person. Who thinks that? Be honest. I'm that's kind of that's what happens. We get very content. And so literally the only change I made to my business in this time period was Maven. I started using Maven, connected to my workstation, started doing the to-do list every day. If you do it every day, it doesn't seem so overwhelming. Just FYI. And here's the really awesome thing about Maven. You can do that-ish everywhere. So like literally, I'm sorry customers, but I probably texted you while pooping on the toilet. I'm just gonna be really honest. Because you can literally take it everywhere. I have like 12 binders sitting in my office with a whole lot of dead trees in them and very little information in them because I'm not carrying a freaking binder around to do my follow-ups. Sorry, I'm not. And probably you're not either, which is why your PRV is like 500. And when you're out and about and somebody calls you and they're like, I need to do this or blah, 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 and you're like, ooh, my binder is sitting in my office at home. And okay, where's the Post-it? Maybe there's a pen and a napkin or something in my car, right? We've all been there, we all did that. So the cool thing about Maven, now it's in your freaking pocket, right? Hey, look it's on my phone right here. We're glued to this thing. Let's be honest, we're glued to this thing. It's an addiction. But at least our addiction makes us money. We're smart, guys, we're smart. So, you have this really awesome Maven app, right? And look, I only have 19 to-dos today. That's not that bad, 55, 48. It's okay, you'll get there. And I get a lot of to-dos because I will talk in a second, but I changed how often I contact people in mine, which is something you can change in your settings. And so I get to-dos way more often because I upped how often I contact people. What, she talks to people all the time? Yeah. Because if I don't talk to them, they don't order. Duh, guys. It's very simple. Okay, so I was able to take Maven and take it everywhere, and I can talk to people all the time. I can write notes in Maven. What? I can put follow-ups on those notes. What? I can put their favorite stuff in there. I can put their birthday, their address, their Facebook handle. If they're a Facebook Messenger person, you can put that in there. I can check and see what they ordered last. I can put in the samples that I sent them. It'll tell me to follow up with those samples. How many people send samples and get nothing in return? Maven is going to change your life. So you are literally going to put in the sample that you sent to that person, and a couple days later, Maven's going to go, hey, you sent this sample to so-and-so, follow up. What? And then you click it, and it sends them a text message that says, what did you think of your sample of blah, 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 blah? Isn't that insane? Whose mind is blown right now? Guess how many sales you're going to get off those samples now? Literally, I would have never thought I would do over 1,000 PRV in my lifetime in a month. And I did 2,000 PRV almost every month the last half of last year. And that is not to toot my own horn, that is sure as hell to toot Maven's horn, because I did nothing except use Maven. So if that doesn't motivate you, I don't know what will, and maybe I should just walk off the stage. But Maven is really, 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 really vital to follow up. And I'm not saying you can't use other follow-up systems. Some people are not technology people, but I'm gonna assume that you might like technology a little bit. Do you Facebook with customers? Right? Instagram, Twitter. So you're already on your phones, you're already using social media. Might as well stick Maven in there too. At least it's something that makes you money. So that's just a little bit. So I was talking about something you can change, right? I changed my point of contact, the amount of times I contacted people. So if you have Maven up, there's a settings area. Who knows how to access their settings area in Maven? This is really, like nobody? Okay, cool. So if you go into Maven, this is not that hard really. Bottom right-hand corner, there's a little gear. There's a little gear in the bottom right-hand corner. It's right there. So if you go to that, there's all sorts of settings you can do in there. And we'll see how good this does. The to-do settings, you can literally change when you get your daily notifications. Social media posts are notified on. That's awesome. We can talk about that in a second. I have that turned on. That links to your Instagram. That's super cool. And then your Instagram links to your PWS, which also gets you sales. See how this works? And then there's client reminder section. And the cool thing about that is all of those can be changed. So it automatically defaults to 222. We've all heard 222, right? What's 222?
2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months.
Cool. You have heard of 222. Okay, so we talked 222 in Sensi, following up 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months after an order. So I went crazy, and I changed it to 111. girl's nuts. She's talking to people that often? Yes, I am. And I'll tell you, I brought some of my follow-up stuff with me that I send in the mail. Somebody in one of the other things talked about sending stuff in the mail. I'm a firm believer still of doing other things. I do send snail mail. But I send snail mail to my past 3 months of orders, the people who ordered the past 3 months. And there's a thing that I used to put in when it got to their 3rd month that was like, oh no, you haven't ordered in 3 months. If you don't order this month, you won't get your sample next month. I literally haven't sent one of those cards out in 7 months. They're just sitting in my office collecting dust because I talk to them, 111, I talk to them all the time, and most of them now order every single month. Whose mind is blown? Because it blew my mind. When I was like, I literally have been like tracking statistics like a crazy nerd person. I don't even like numbers, but this is fascinating to me, right? So it turns out when you are a normal human being who interacts with TV, radio, commercials, internet, I mean, even like Hulu has commercials, like billboards, right? Reading a magazine, everything has ads. And so you're getting hit with ads over and over and over and over and over again for different things, right? And because you are seeing those things over and over and over and over and over again, they are mentally eventually getting you in the door of Target and spending $200. See how that works? You think it's a trick. It is. It's called advertising. And so that dog and the people dancing around at Christmas time, they're getting you in the door. They're keeping themselves in your brain. So all following up with a customer is, all using Maven is making sure that you stay in the brain of your customers. And I am not saying go into Maven, send a text message, and only talk about Scentsy. Oh, it's been a while since you ordered. Oh, how was your order? Oh, order, oh, order, oh, order. If you do that, yes, somebody's probably going to get annoyed with you. We'd get annoyed if someone did that to us too, right? That would be annoying. But because y'all told me you do Instagram and Facebook and other things, I'm going to assume you know more about most of your customers. And if you're not friending them, go do it. But you know more about most of your customers than just what they ordered, right? So if you saw that Sally's daughter played soccer yesterday, and you see she's in your follow-ups today on your Maven to-do list, hey, Sally, how's it going? How was your daughter's soccer game yesterday? Did it go good? Did I mention Scentsy? No, but did Maven tell me to follow up with her? Yeah. Sally knows you sell her Scentsy. Okay? She knows that. And what you really want to do is utilize it to build relationships with people. And that's the cool thing about Maven. It allows you to build the relationship in a way and remind you to nurture that relationship. I know, it's mind-blowing. I'm telling you not to talk about Scentsy all the time. I'm telling you to talk to people multiple times a month. I know, I'm crazy. But I promise you, if you start building relationships with people and you use Maven as a tool to remind you to nurture that relationship, your PRV, your team, it's all going to grow. But if you're not talking to those people, someone else is. And they're getting your team members, and they're getting your PRV. That's what's happening. Because they're going and finding somebody to buy from if you're not following up. Most people are not coming and talking to you. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. They're not hunting you down. You're not that important. They're busy just like you. And I'll tell you another really crazy fact. It takes most people at least 7 contacts to order from you. So if you're only contacting them every 2 months, how often are they going to order from you?
A year and a half.
Like every year and a half. That's crazy. Why not contact them more? More contact points, it doesn't have to be about Scentsy. More contact points means they are going to order from you more frequently. I know, it's really alarming. They're also going to be more in the know. You can tell them about the current specials, all the different things that you probably skipped a month if you're doing every 222 and that's all you're talking to them. Okay. I'm a talker and then my mouth gets really dry. So that's a really big thing. And here's another thing, because we're afraid to talk to people, We're afraid to open Maven and just click through the to-dos. The first time is a little overwhelming. Probably a lot of them you'll get to ignore. So don't be too intimidated by the number. The speed at which you work with Maven you'll be through it in no time, it'll be fine. Just dedicate time to clear it down the one time and then maintain it. But here's the crazy thing. A lot of people, do you know how many? Maybe somebody does. We have somebody order from us. And how many of those people order a second time? This is like the craziest thing ever. No one knows. 70% of your customers will never order from you a second time. 70. 70. 70%. If you increase the way you contact them, you use Maven to follow up with them regularly, guess what happens? The chance that they order at least a second time, pretty high. The chance they order a third time if you keep doing it, pretty high. The chance that they refer you to someone else, pretty high. Your business will actually grow over 30% a year. Who would like 30% growth on their business? Yeah, me too. I grew way more than that. My growth for the past year was like 250%. It was outlandish. Okay, so the chance that they order again if you follow up with them is very high, but we're really afraid of doing it. So I'm going to challenge you to go out there, to text people. I know. Facebook message people, it's scary. Holy crap, pick up a phone and call somebody and listen to their voice. Terrifying, but do it. Stop sending emails. Nobody checks their emails anymore. It's an outdated thing. People don't do it. Just admit it. You look, you see the junk, and you close it. We all know. Probably have over 1,000 emails unread. Yeah? Yeah, okay. I was like, people literally don't open emails. So I'm going to challenge you to be personal with people and actually go ahead and talk to people. All right. Let me make sure before I get you guys into a little group. A couple things I want to point out before I do it so you guys can look at it. So I told you about changing that in your settings as well, because I don't want you to sound like a robot. Maven does have automatic responses built into Maven. So when you hit text or whatever, it generates a message for you, right? But you can change all of that so that it sounds like you instead of a weird generated message that doesn't sound like you. So there is in settings as well, go back to the main settings, there is message templates. And then there's literally, thank you for your order, check on an order, re-engage, check in on samples, talk to someone new, engage past customer, catch up with recruits, hostesses. There's a bunch of them, okay? So go into those and make them sound like you. It'll help you later. But in the worst case scenario, just use Maven to push out to text, delete what's there, and write whatever you want. Worst case scenario, right? But make it sound like you. And then another thing I was going to point out, making sure your social media. So there's social media and links under settings as well. There's social shop. Has anybody seen their social shop? Social shop? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? There's a yes over here. Okay, so social shop. So social shop. Social shop will actually create a special link for you. And so I want to show you that. This is in Maven. It's under the settings. There is social media settings and there's social shop. Social shop. So what it does is it creates a really cool app link. I have it linked in my Instagram actually. But every Instagram photo that I post that is Scentsy related, I can tell it to tag our products in. So let me find a good one here. Oh, look, it was me cleaning my bathtub with the aloe water and cucumber bathroom cleaner, right? So good. If you haven't used a bathroom cleaner, it'll change your life. But I click on it, and guess what it does? Goes to my website. So the social shop is really awesome. It also has links to join, host, and go straight to your website. It's really cool, right? Cool little link. And so that's how you connect your social media. It creates that. There is also on there one other thing, so you can play these things when we break off here in a second. there's a search magnifying glass in the middle. Search magnifying glass, the very bottom. If you click on that, it pulls up all the Scentsy products. What? So, how cool is this? When someone says they're looking for something, you go into Maven, you find the product. You can actually just search the name if you want to. You don't have to search the categories. You find the product, you send them that link from your Maven. Guess what it does? It takes them straight to your website, the product they asked about, and then it tracks it in Maven. What? I know, it's all alarming. So, that's a lot of new information I'm throwing at you. But I'm gonna have you guys break off because, I mean, I could talk all day and tell you what I love about Maven, but I want you to break off into small groups, 3, 4, or 5 people, and I want you to talk about Maven. It appears a lot of you don't use Maven very often or at all. So I want you, if you do use Maven, talk about your best practices, what you love about it. If you don't use Maven, discuss the things that I talked about that you want to change in your business, like maybe spend $8 a month on Maven. And we're going to do that for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to take some feedback. So find some new friends, 4 or 5 of you in a bunch, 5 minutes or so, maybe a little less if you're crazy, and we'll talk about Maven, look through it together, and get your best practices from people who use it, or what you want to do with it if you are not using it yet. Oh, that just makes me want to sing some NSYNC. Just got paid Friday night, right? Party happened. Okay, and then there's record orders. So if you do something weird like a 10-bar special or something where you couldn't put an order under someone's name, but you want to make sure to follow up on that order for that person, you could record an order in there. And then record sample is the last one. It'll let you put in exactly what you sent them a sample of. And guess what? In a few days, you're going to get a to-do list thing that says, check in with so-and-so about their sample. How awesome is that? Super easy. I know, it's so good. And now you're going to get orders from your samples. And it's funny because I can't even say that I get a lot of orders of the specific sample, but because I'm checking in on the sample, they order something, right? They remember that they needed more washer whiffs, or they were almost out of wax, or whatever it was, but because I'm checking on the sample, they order something, at least. So that's what that is. And the wish list, because it's there, create wish list. So if you have a host, this is really fun. Tell them to get you their wish list, right? You ready for this? Oh, I love this. Okay, so you get their wish list, you go to their name, you click create wish list, right? ... create wish list, type in all the stuff that they say they want for their host rewards. It makes a link with their wish list so they can send it out and show their guests their favorite products. What? Drop the mic. Isn't that amazing? So, or like say it's your host's birthday. Start getting people's birthday. Keep track of what they tell you they like. Do the same thing. Hey, your birthday's coming up, or it's your birthday today. Here's your wish list. Send it out to your husband. Tell him you want some new stuff today. Happy birthday. What? They'll be so amazed you were paying attention to what they like. And like, it'll just keep that wish list. So like if you know that they really love something, just go in and add it to their wish list. They don't have to tell you they want it on their wish list. They don't know that you have this. They don't even care that you have this. But that's freaking magic. Okay. What was the other thing I was going to tell you? I feel like there was something else that I had written down. Oh, who does events? Events? Yes.
Events.
I'm about to. Yes. Okay, are you ready? Who, vendors, events, any kind of event. Who does the paper forms and then never really puts them into their workstation because they have 5 million of them and it's annoying? Yeah, you my people. I literally was cleaning my office the other day and I was like, where the hell did these come from? I bet these aren't in my workstation. Cool. So, we all do it. This is why Maven changed my life, guys. Okay, if you go to the settings again, the little settings gear, There's people walking in and out. I just want to make sure I'm on time. Okay, okay. All right, so if you go to that and you go to business links, business links. Do you see it? It's underneath social media and links. There's one that says business links. Found it? Everybody with me? All right, no? It's okay. Go to settings, the little gear, scroll down under social media and links, there's one that says business links. Nope, that's linked to your workstation, so it pulled those automatically. So it's okay, you didn't do that. It does that automatically. I know it works for you. Are you guys, your guys' minds are blown right now. I could just tell. You are like, this girl is throwing so much information at me. All right, so if you scroll, let's see what, 1, 2, 3, you have your PWS, your opportunity page, your host page, Sensi Club page, what? And there is social shop contact form and social shop contact form events.
Oh.
What? Okay, so here's the cool thing. If you literally copy that, open it up into, if you click share, it'll allow you to copy that link. I'm gonna just do this with you here. You put that link into a browser, guess what it creates for you?
A drawing form.
A drawing slip. They fill it out. Hey, I just want to make sure I have your information so you can get my newsletter every month, right? Just fill this out. Most people can type in like 2 seconds, right? They're like, oh yeah, hand me your phone. They have their first name, last name, email, phone number. They can fill out whatever. Their Facebook, so you can friend them if they do that. Their birthday, and it has products I may like. Hosting a party, the Sensi opportunity. They can put in their own notes, which is cool. Sometimes they add really fun things there. And then it just says, let's connect. Guess what this does? It puts a thing in your to-do list to follow up with that person, even if they don't order. What? Hey, I just met you at such and such event, and I just wanted to say, hey, I hope you had a good time. Right? I'm so-and-so, I'm DawnGetsWaxy, the Sensi lady. I just met you at such and such event. I hope you had a good time. This is my number if you ever need to reach me. But now they're in your follow-up. It's going to follow up with them again in another week. You're welcome. Yes?
Okay, so I just hit that social shop event mode. So when I hit share and you said to copy it, share it to an open browser, but I don't have that.
Click on share.
Yeah.
Is there a copy option?
No.
Or a link option? That link that's listed there.
Copy and clipboard.
Copy and clipboard.
Okay.
I was like, I have an iPhone, so I don't know. Huh?
Was that
Open your internet browser
okay.
and just copy and paste it into, just paste it into your internet browser.
And then here's your internet browser.
Boom! You never have to enter a single one of those forms ever again! Nobody was excited about that, really?
I'm excited.
What? All right. Any other questions about the Maven app?
Dawn,
Yes.
so you have a customer and they become a consultant, but Maven still tells you to follow up. Do you know how to make it so that they
You know what? That is something I just always go, yeah, I did that.
Or follow up with them and be like, hey,
I don't
teammate, how are you
remember
doing today?
if it changes that. If you have a customer that becomes a consultant, if you change them to consultant in the title, does that take them out of your to-do list? Or is there a way to remove them from your to-do list or just delete them from your contacts? Because I usually just hit yes and just move on. Like,
Or just
yep, I did that.
Open
So
it
I
and
actually-
text them and be like, what's up, how you doing?
You
I
could do that
actually
too.
did do that because Tanya had awesome $1,000 parties for me, but now all of her customers come to my Maven. So I was told, I did emails with them, and they said when it does pop up, all I do is tell them on my to-dos, it's not the completed, it's the other one.
Yeah.
And
Dismiss,
and
yeah.
when you dismiss, then you can tell them, you can go in and edit them and make it where they're no longer a customer.
Yes,
So
you
I'm
can-
no longer following up, and we're not
You can go
double
into
tapping.
edit a contact and tell it that it's a team, like a teammate or like a consultant rather, or whatever. So you can actually change that if you go into edit a customer's information.
Okay, that's better. So I just have to do it at the top.
Yes.
So there. Okay.
Come up to me when I get done here in like 3 minutes. Yes. You can share that wherever you want to share that.
And it's not pulling up.
Heck yeah.
It's not pulling up to put in there.
You want to use that contact form in a Facebook party? Hey, fill this out.
I'll send you
yeah. Heck yeah. Now those Facebook party attendees are in your contacts, whether they ordered or not.
Question.
Boom. Yes.
So after you do the copy and the paste and everything,
Yes.
we're trying to figure it out and everything, and it's just going straight to our website. Does that mean we have to upgrade to?
You do need to have the paid version.
Okay.
Pay
Okay.
$8.
No. That's fine. I have no problem with that.
$8 a month.
Got it.
We were just trying to figure out. Because you
I'm
get
going to
certain.
tell you to pay $8 a month.
It's only $8?
It's only $8 a month. Your first month is free if you've never done it. Pay $8 a month.
Okay.
That's right off.
It is a tax write-off too.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you right now, your PRV is going to grow so much, you're going to be like, $8 what?
Kind of like your website.
I'd pay $30 for Maven. Don't tell them I said that. I would not pay $30 for Maven. Maven's amazing. So
So
yes.
to get all the features you need
Hold
to
on.
upgrade.
Yes.
That's what we needed to know. That's all I needed. I'll do that tonight.
I literally just dismissed the to-do list, like to-do task, to be honest, because of that very reason. That way they're still there. But it's totally up to you how you want to do it. But you can change them. If you go in to edit a customer, it'll have them listed as a customer, and there's a whole bunch of things. You can list them as a prospective host. You can list them as a prospective consultant. You can change it to consultant. So there's a whole bunch of things you can change their category to, and then you could change that back if it changed too. So, someone over here, you said something.
No. So to get all the features, no matter what, you have
To get all the awesome features we're talking about, you have to pay $8 a month. Pay $8 a month. I'm just gonna challenge you to do it. And you're all gonna find me on social media, and you're gonna be like, Dawn, you're right, I should have paid $8 a month a year ago. And I'm gonna go, I know. Huh? Just do it. Do it scared. Do it uncomfortable. My team challenge this year is to do it scared. I don't care if you're terrified of it. If you don't really have the $8, suck it up. Do it scared. I promise it'll be worth it. Do it scared. Any other questions? My hand. How do you post something so it has the link underneath it? Go to the products, which is the magnifying glass, and pick whatever product you want to share, and choose where you want to share it, and it'll link it straight to your PWS. I think that's what you're asking. Yes.
I couldn't sleep last night. I know.
Oh, the form? You just got to copy that link.
I kept rolling over. I'm like, is it time?
Yeah, it's literally just a link to a website. So if you can share that link wherever. Yeah.
But I had a train go through every 15 minutes.
All right. So we have like 5 minutes until we have to switch. So here's what I want you to do. Turn to somebody next to you. Find somebody in the room you don't know. Don't do it to you can tell the person you know later. Find somebody you don't know. Introduce yourself. Friend each other on Facebook. That's your new BFF for Maven, okay? And you're going to tell them your goal for Maven, because you're all going to go out and use it. I just know you are, because I just gave you a wealth of information. And when you're all doing 2,000 PRV months, you're going to be like, man, I'm so glad I went and listened to Dawn talk. So I want you to find a new friend, introduce yourself, friend each other on social media, or share phone numbers so you can text, whatever, and tell each other what your like takeaway from here, your aha, what you're going to do. Because if you say it out loud, it's more likely to happen. You need some accountability in your life. Do it. Find somebody. Go. Find a new person. Get off your butts. You gotta move. Find a new person. Nobody's moving.
Hey, I found you. I sent you a friend request.
Great.
be stalking you. And Dawn. Yeah, Dawn.
Here, I brought business cards for myself so I don't have to tell my information 500 times. So, what? Oh, now I gotta go play the lotto because that'll never happen again.